of worship. Verse 39, when Simon saw what was happening, he thought, this man can't be a true prophet. If he were really a prophet, he would know what kind of sinful woman is touching him. Jesus said, Simon, I have a word for you. Go ahead, teacher. I want to hear it, he answered. It's a story about two men who were deeply in debt. One owed the bank $100,000 and the other only owed $10,000. When it was obvious that neither of them would be able to repay their debts, the kind banker graciously wrote off the debts and forgave them all that they owed. Tell me, Simon, which of the two debtors would be the most thankful? Which one would love the banker most? Simon answered, I suppose it would be the one with the greatest debt forgiven. You're right, Jesus agreed. Verse 34, then he spoke to Simon about the woman still weeping at his feet. Don't you see this woman kneeling here? She is doing for me what you didn't bother to do. When I entered your home as your guest, you didn't think about offering me water to wash the dust off my feet. Yet she came into your home and washed my feet with her many tears, and then dried my feet with her hair. You didn't even welcome me into your home with the customary kiss of greeting, but from the moment I came in, she has not stopped kissing my feet. You didn't take the time to anoint my head with fragrant oil, but she anointed my head and feet with the finest perfume. She has been forgiven of all her many sins. This is why she has shown me such extravagant love. But those who assume they have very little to be forgiven will love me very little. Then Jesus said to the woman at his feet, all your sins are forgiven. All the dinner guests said among themselves, who is the one who can even forgive sins? Verse 50, then Jesus said to the woman, your faith in me has given you life. Now you may leave and walk in the ways of peace. And the word of the Lord is blessed. In the text, we have Jesus who's been invited to dinner by a guest, a Jewish leader named Simon, who also was a leper. And I would imagine that because he was a leader, there were many people of the upper echelon, there were many people who were important that had intentionally been invited to the dinner party. However, you had the woman who the community banned and thought so bad and negatively about her, who was not invited, but she prepared herself to move intentionally and with a purpose to go to see Jesus. One thing that we have to know about God is that because he is the one and only living God, amen, good word travels fast. Any word travels fast. But when you have something spectacular happening and you have a man such as Jesus who walked the earth and performed the miracles that he did, the word traveled. But there had to be an intentional purpose for this broken woman who had a sinful reputation among the people to go and take it upon herself to find Jesus. Now, when she went to find Jesus, one would think, well, what is she going to do? Just as the people did. She wasn't welcome. She wasn't like them. She was a sinner. The Bible tells you that she was a prostitute. And you can take that in context as you may. So she was well known to many, but not for her good work nor her fruit, her good fruit.
That's good.
But yet she, as courageous as I imagine she may have been, and as confident in herself that I imagine she might have been, she prepared to go to meet Jesus at the house. And it said that she took an exquisite flask made from alabaster, and she filled it with the most expensive perfume. She didn't take the perfume that was average. She didn't take the perfume that everybody else had. And then I want to pause there just to give you some background about the actual alabaster box. So with the alabaster box back in this day, it was only the wealthiest families who possessed the alabaster box. And it was usually kept with the woman of the house. And the woman of the house would pass it down to her daughter as a symbol of status.
That's right.
So if you had a mother who did not use her alabaster box, and I'll get to that in a moment, she passed it to her daughter. So you still were able to recognize the status of the woman who possessed the box. Amen. Now, I want you to possess the box, she could not get herself out of what she was in. She could not make herself whole. As broken as she was, she still had to go seek Jesus. Okay? So just hold on to that. So the status, at the end of the day, it meant nothing. And it meant nothing from the beginning. But it meant nothing. The box will only be broken. Listen to this. If a man of the house died, and the lady truly loved the man, that was the man that she loved the most, she would break the box.
That's right.
If the man of the house died, she would break the box. Now, when God gave me the scripture, I went probably in 50 different ways. My mind split. Because I was just like, it's so much in there. At this point, Jesus had not been crucified yet. Obviously, he was here in the physical form for her to go. So I even took that to proceed. Her coming, she did not know what Jesus was going to do. She wasn't aware that Jesus was going to the cross to be crucified. But through her faith, that's something that we always say we hear. That something told her to prepare this box that is only broken for the man that we love most. The man that you love most when he passes away. And when the box was broken, it was broken to show the honor and love that the woman possessed for that man. And it was the precious box, the expensive perfume. So it showed these things mean nothing to me. That nothing is more important than this man who has passed. Now, for the customs of the house, when a guest came into your house, you would greet the guest with a kiss. You would give him or her water for their feet, to wash their feet. And this was done upon their arrival. Mind you that when Jesus came to the house of Simon, he did neither of the above. He invited Jesus, but he didn't bother to wash his feet. He didn't bother to greet him with a kiss. So again, I say, this woman was moving on purpose. She prepared on purpose to get to her destination, and as wealthy as she was, and as symbolic as this box was for her clout or her position in society, she still was broken. She still was hurt. She still was miserable. She still was a sinner. So that lets me know that there's nothing that this world possesses that's mightier than the one and only living God to be able to make us whole. But she had to have something else, which was that faith, that unction to get her to prepare herself. Even in her sinful state, she had something to hold on to. She had something to believe in, which was what she heard. She had not seen Jesus heal anybody. She heard about him. And because she heard about him, she planned on purpose to move to the man who could make her whole.
That's good right there.
So in her preparation, and then she gets her most expensive gift, she comes in, and I think the King James Version said that when she comes in, she approaches Jesus from behind. So what that let me know is that whatever her intention was, it was not for her to be seen. She did not go there to make a public announcement. Yeah. She did not go there to make a public performance for men and women to look at her, and although they did, but that was their personal judgment. Her going to Jesus was not with the intention to draw a crowd and make herself known. And then when she went to Jesus, she began to cry. Her tears washed her feet, and her glory dried her feet. The Bible tells us that a woman's hair was her glory back then. And you were never supposed to unwrap your hair in public to let it out. So she went before God. She did something that was opposed to or contrary to public belief. And she made a decision that she was going to sell out. But she was selling out to somebody who could make her whole. She decided that she was going to sell out, not only sell out, but sell out through worship to make her whole. Amen. So when she went, she began to cry at his feet. She wasn't worried about who saw her. Oftentimes we come into the house of God. And when we get into the house of God, we come in tormented in our souls, tormented in our minds. And some of us even can hear the voice of God telling us to give him a worship. Open your mouth and say something to me. Open your mouth and let me know how much you adore and love me. All I need you to do is open your mouth. I don't need you to tell me what's wrong, because I know what's wrong. I don't need you to tell me where it hurts, because I know where it hurts. I want you to reverence me as the God that I am. And I promise if you reverence me, you will see something change. You will feel something change. Amen. It may still look like what it's going to be for that moment, but we know that we have the victory through Christ Jesus. So God is saying, just offer me up a worship. Offer me up a worship. And so when we get into the house of God and we hear that, we'll sit because we're mad. We'll sit because we're hurt. We hear God asking for the worship. We're looking at our neighbors and we're wondering, why are they being deep? Why is he screaming so loud? Why is she walking around on the floor? Why does she have to run around the church? Why is she crying? Nobody said anything sad. Why she got to scream hallelujah to the top of her lungs? Let me tell you something. You have no idea what is tormenting somebody on the inside. And some of us, and the ones of us who are not, I hope after hearing what thus says the Lord, you're able to go into the house of worship and you're able to offer up a worship despite how you feel and despite what's hurting and despite what you're going through, and let God do what God does.
That's my God. That's good.
And so the next time, and I used to be that person. When I would come into the house of God, I would look at people like, it don't take all that. If God is God, and we know that he is, if God is a Savior and a deliverer, listen, say a scripture, say a prayer, receive it and sit down. You don't have to do all that. That's what I used to think. Before struggle hit my life. Before I went through something that I could not see my way out of. Before I went through something that almost drove me crazy. I didn't think it took all that. But the reality is, you don't know what's on the inside. You don't know what I'm trying to heal from. You don't know what I'm trying to get delivered from. So I will worship and I will go for broke if it means that God will adorn and abide in my worship and then to bring me out.
Come on, that's good.
God is sensitive about our worship.
Yes, he is. Yes,
And he checks the heart of every worshiper.
every worship.
If you don't believe me, look at the story of Cain and Abel. They offered him a sacrifice. Both brothers offered him a sacrifice. He accepted one and he declined the other. For whatever the reason, we don't know, but God is God. He's the judge of worship. He's the judge of a person's heart. Amen. He's the judge of no matter how dirty or filthy a person may be, God sees their heart. This is why we have to get out of the mindset of the individuals that are going to come through that door that don't look like us, that don't dress like us, that have tattoos on their neck, that have tattoos on their arms, but God is able to see the heart of the person. So when they come in, I saw a video on Facebook, and there was a guy, and I think he used to be in a game, prior game, and he was just worshiping God, and he was quoting the word, and people were looking at him like, so many people on Facebook were laughing, they made all these crazy comments. Listen, that man has gone through what he's gone through, and to you, he may look like filth. But until you take the time to investigate and look at his heart, you don't know what kind of praise is on the inside of him that he can offer up to God. You don't know what kind of love that he possesses God. I know for myself speaking, before I was saved, I knew there was a God. I knew there was a God and I believed in God, but I had not made a conscious decision to allow God to take rule over my life. So, in my sinful state, I still would reverence God because God saw my heart and he knew that I loved him. I was only going to do so much bad stuff because I was like, listen, I'm going to play my rap music, but when y'all pull up on this church, y'all better turn the radio down. Come on. And it was, immature, very immature, because on church ground, off church ground, it is what it is. However, I had respect and I would reverence my heart. There was something there about my heart, and it probably was the seed that my parents planted. And so I had to, at some point, catch up with my purpose. And that's when I took God for real, all the way for real. But even before then, I would acknowledge God. I would pray to God. I wasn't saved, but I would still pray, and I still wanted God to answer my prayers.
Come on.
Amen. So even with this woman in her state, she went and she was expecting something to happen because of her worship. She took her purpose, she took her intentions, and she took her spirit of expectation and her worship, and she offered it up, expecting Jesus to do something in return.
Yes.
And after she had done all of that, she broke the alabaster box that contained the expensive perfume, and she began to anoint his feet
Yes.
in the perfume. And remember, I told you that the box is only broken for a man who's died,
Yes.
who means so much to you. And that was such a prophetic moment for me, because at this time, like I said, Jesus had not died.
Come on.
But if only we could have thought, or if only those people knew who they were in the presence of at that time, if only they knew what Jesus was going to do, and then they would have been able to probably join with her, because all of them were sinners.
Come on.
They all were sinners. But she was the one brave enough and courageous enough to go and seek out what she needed.
Come on, that's good.
Amen. Sometimes when we worship, it makes people uncomfortable.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It offends people. It makes them uncomfortable, and they don't know. There was a song that came out, and it said, "You don't know my story," and it went on, and it said, "My worship is for real." Let me tell you, when I worship God, I don't play.
Come on.
I can't play with it, because my worship has gotten me where I am. My worship has delivered me from strongholds. My worship has allowed me to be healed. My worship attached to my faith. Sometimes when I couldn't see my way out, my worship is what allowed me to grab onto the faith that I had. I know sometimes people wonder, well, what am I supposed to do? You're telling me to have faith. I don't know how to have faith. I don't know how to activate my faith. You said that I have it. Worship God and watch what happens. When you worship God, something happens. Something breaks. The word says that things are done on earth as it is in heaven. Sometimes you can't see past anything. People are telling you to have the faith, and people are quoting scriptures and throwing Bibles at you, hit you upside the head. Worship God. I dare you, right in the midst of the storm, right in the midst of your pain, to just worship God. Give him what you've been through, but think about who he is. Think about that he's the Alpha and the Omega. Think about that he's the deliverer. Think about that he's a comforter. Think about that he's a provider. And when you begin to put your mind on him and worship him, I imagine that the angels, when you worship God, God dispatches those angels, and they start moving around, and they start doing work on your behalf, and you're not asking him for anything. You have not come to him with your problems. You haven't come to him with your burdens. God is able to see your heart. He knows what you're feeling. He knows that you're hurt. You don't have to tell him that you're hurt. So a lot of times your worship supersedes anything that you can say to him.
Come on.
It supersedes anything that you can say to him. And as the woman is worshiping God, and she's going for broke, here goes Simon with the peanut gallery. And y'all say he a prophet. Y'all say she a prophet.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see how she walked up in this church with that skirt way up here?
Come on.
With them tight pants on and them high heels, and the pastor don't see nothing wrong with her.
See.
She going for broke. She getting hers. And while she's getting delivered, the peanut gallery is over here saying to Jesus, or talking about Jesus. And the thing was, he never said anything.
Right.
He thought.
Right.
But let me show you how bad Jesus was. When he thought it, Jesus caught his word, caught his thought, because he never uttered a word.
Yeah.
Jesus caught his thought. And you will be surprised at when you are, thank you, Holy Spirit, when you are worshiping God, when your mind is fixed on God, when you're focused on where you're going and what you're supposed to be doing, you don't have to worry about everybody else that's trying to knock you off the wall. You don't have to worry about everybody else that's trying to stop you from doing what you're doing, that's trying to stop you from pressing in the presence of God. Even And God looked at him and said, let me tell you something.
Come on.
I walked in your house. You didn't offer me water to wash my feet. You didn't greet me with a kiss. You didn't anoint my head. But yet still you are worried about the woman that's going for hers, that's trying to be made whole and be healed. Let me admonish those who are willing to talk. You better stop talking and get to work. You might want to start worshiping and stop talking about what's going on, because I promise you're going to miss it.
Yeah.
And when you miss it, you can't look at God and say, you left me. No, boo, you got left. Because you were worrying about what everybody else was doing when you should have been partaking in what was going on.
Come on, that's good.
And so by her faith, and her coming to offer up the worship to God, she was transformed. Her tears, I would think that her tears flowed, and her tears were the many sins that were washed away. And if you can think about when you were in the life of a sinner, I can't, after I get past, I probably can go probably to 100, and it's probably 500 more sins that I committed before I sold out to God, before I accepted God. And so for her to just sit and cry, and I imagine it was a period of time. It didn't happen in about 5 minutes to 10 minutes, because when you're in that place, even after you are a believer, even after you're saved, and the enemy sometimes will attack you. As a part of the process, God will allow you to be attacked. Because he wants to know where you are. This is the faith level. It's a transition. I told you before I started talking, God is doing something different. And if we don't move with him, we're going to be stuck in the same place that we've been for years, learning and listening, or not learning, but listening to things that aren't true. Because it's not the word of God. God doesn't want us to judge. God doesn't want us to look at people because they're different, because of how they pray. You're going to see a lot of people come in the house of God that don't shout like you.
That's right.
Don't judge it.
Come on.
Their tongues are not going to sound like what you heard before. Don't judge it.
Come on.
Their praise is going to be different. Don't judge it.
Come on, that's good.
It's not a wave, it's a shift.
Come on.
It is not a wave, it's a shift. And if you don't shift with God, you still won't be foot clamping and stomping, looking at people like they're crazy, trying to tell them they're not saved, and that Jesus and the Holy Spirit doesn't abide in them. And God doesn't want that, because he needs his people to be unified.
That's it.
And I told you he needs us to be whole. We have to be whole. And in order for us to be able to go to somebody else to help make them whole, it starts with us. It starts with us.
Very good.
So if we're not whole and we're broken and we're hurting, we're going to condemn other people. We're going to point the finger. If I don't know how to worship God in spirit and in truth, somebody else who has a heart for God, who's worshiping in spirit and in truth, out of my bitterness and out of my brokenness, I'm going to want to judge what they're doing. And that's exactly where it comes from. Because you still got pieces, fragments. God wants to, like a fish, when you catch a fish and you let the fish out, you take everything. God don't want to clean some parts. He doesn't want to take some parts of what's bad. And he wants everything that is not like him. He wants it out. And he wants to fill it with something whole. He wants to fill it with himself. He wants to fill it with his purpose for your life. He wants to fill it with a peace and an unconditional love for your brothers and sisters.
Come on.
And the only way that you can do that is if you are made whole, not broken. Our worship shouldn't happen just at church.
Come on. Teach.
We should be able to worship God wherever we are.
Yes.
Wherever we are. I have had people look at my children like they were crazy, and especially my son, because he talks all over himself. He will break out in Walmart singing whatever is on his heart. Whatever God puts in his spirit, he'll break out singing. And when he breaks out singing, my daughter joins with him and she breaks out singing. And people laugh at him and they smile at him, and I let them sing, and I let them sing as loud as they need to. Because I never know what my children might be going through. And I never know what the worship that they're offering God is going to do for them or anybody that's around us. Somebody that's around us may not know how to worship and praise in the presence of God. They may not know how to reverence God. So just them seeing a child be able to cry out and be able to sing unto the Lord might well make them look at themselves like, why can't I? Why can't I? Why shouldn't I? If this baby can do it, why shouldn't I do it? And then this woman of God, not woman of God, but this woman, she didn't care what anybody thought or said. And worship is critical to our healing.
Yes, it is.
Because it involves our heart.
It's very good.
There's a lot of things that some of us have gone through. And we thought that we were over it.
Oh, you better say that.
Until it's time to worship sometimes.
Yes.
And when everything is going good, it's easy for you to worship God.
Come on.
When your money not funny, and ain't nobody talking to you crazy, and your husband or your wife is in line, and the kids doing what you ask them to do, you can skip into the house of the Lord, and you come in here with your hands raised, and you just worshiping God. But what about when your money is funny? What about when God is testing you? What about maybe when you haven't been a faithful steward over your money, that's why it's funny, and now you're asking God, listen, help me. And what about when your kids doing everything under the sun, stuff that you haven't taught them, things you wonder where they got it from, doing everything. Your spouse is just on another level. And not going up with Jesus, but just on another level. Then when you come in, are you still able to worship God the same way? And that's what he wants. Because it's matters of the heart.
Matters of the heart.
It's matters of the heart. So when you're able to say, listen, I'm going to take all of this and ball it up, and God, I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to reverence you. I'm not going to think about it anymore. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I just had a conversation with my mom the other day, and I said, some people probably think I'm crazy that know what I've been through or know some things that I've gone through. And while it was going on, when I got to a place where I said enough is enough, and I began to truly worship God, I gave him authentic worship. I cried from the pit of my soul. Somewhere deep. Deep. I had to press past myself. I had to press past what I felt. I had to press past what I knew. I had to press past what I knew God told me about things. And it wasn't, I didn't see it.
Right.
I couldn't see it. But I dug deep. And I had to give God a worship. It was different. A different worship. And when that happened, God gave me a peace.
Yes, it is.
And he gave me, it's like he renews your joy. He renews your peace. He gives you something new to ride on. You can't, as people say, you get saved. And I was telling my mom, when you go through grade school, you don't get to third grade still doing first grade work. Otherwise, you still would have been in the first grade and you never would have made it to the next level. If God has transitioned you to the next level, you can't ride off that same faith from when you got saved when you were 12, because there's different things happening in your life.
Yes, that's good teaching.
But what you have to do is be able to say, God, I'm going to worship. And that worship will remind you, listen, he's the same God when you were 12 as he is at 22. So if he was able to deliver me from that, he's going to deliver me from this.
That's right.
And I'm not going to worry about it anymore. But it takes, she said nothing. And when we look at Job lost everything. And he fell to the ground and he began to worship God. He cried out and he said, bless his name. People dead, he done lost stuff, and folks probably were looking like, you're crazy. God took this from you. God killed his family member. And people make the mistake of thinking that it's God. It's not.
Teach.
It's not.
Teach.
And a lot of times that's why your worship is blocked, because you're mad with God when you shouldn't be mad with God. He's the healer.
Yeah.
If he's the healer and he's sovereign, why would he do something? Why would he take your mom away? Why would he do that? He's God.
Teach.
That's not who he is.
Teach.
So we have to go back and we have to remember who God is.
Come on, you teach.
And again, I say it makes no logical sense to some people. Why would I worship God when somebody I love has been taken away? When I'm going through a divorce? When everything that I knew is not what I thought it was? Why would I worship God? And that's that bitterness. But you know what? That's what God wants you at. He wants you in that why state to understand, listen, you're going to have to give it all to me. You're going to have to sell out. Because when you do that, that's when I can work. He's strongest at our weakest moment.
That's right. That's right.
And because he wants to restore us, a lot of times that comes through worship. Amen. I'm going to give you a few points and then I am going to be out of here. So the first one is that worship involves surrendering our lives. Romans 12:1 says, beloved friends, what should be our proper response to God's marvelous mercy? I encourage you to surrender yourselves to God, to be his sacred living sacrifices, and live in holiness, experiencing all that delights his heart. For this becomes your genuine expression of worship. It's a surrender. When you go to God in worship, you can't fight the process. You can't go to God saying, but I still want to do, and I'm still going to. No. It's a surrender. That's when you're saying, I give up. I'm done. I'm going to take my hand off of it. There's nothing else that I know to consciously do in my mind. So now you have to take it. Because if not, it's going to go up in flames. Number 2 is that worship involves getting out of the way. And I just said that we have to learn to remove ourselves so that we can worship with proper honor. A lot of times, ourself is who stops our worship.
That's right.
We get in our own way when it comes to worship. And God is saying, move. And you still stand there with problems, which plate of problems. And he's saying, put them down, that's not what I want right now. And you still trying to, cry out on mama's behalf. He's saying, no, that's not what I want right now. We get in the way of our own worship. And we have to learn to let go and get out of the way.
That's right.
Point number 3 is that worship is putting our focus on him.
That's right.
We have to turn our face to him. We have to forget about everything that we're going through. We have to forget about every hurt that we've experienced, even the hurt that we may be experiencing in the present moment. And we have to make it about God. Like I said, a lot of times, even in that place, and I know that it's hard. I've been there. I'm not telling you anything I heard. I promise you I'm not. And so when you get there and you're saying, how am I supposed to focus on God with everything else that I'm going through? I can't. You can't. Think about the things that God has already done.
Already done.
That's why I said it comes in about that faith. Because a lot of times when you're in that position where you're trying to focus on God, a lot of times that's also when your faith is doing its own thing. You don't have no stronghold to it. You don't have a grip on it. And so you're wavering. And you double thinking. The Bible tells you what a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You can't be talking over here on one side of the neck and talking over here on the other side of the neck. God wants one, or you can just go ahead and do what you want to do. That's how that works. And so when you can't put your focus on God, when you find it hard and you're looking at that situation, because it's not based on what you like, what you don't like, it's not based on what you're feeling. Focus on him. Think about what he's already done.
Yes, yes.
Number 4 is that worship involves personal sacrifice. It's easier to worship and praise God when times are good, like I said, but it requires sacrifice of our own feelings and our fears so that we can give him the focus that he deserves. And Hebrews 13:15 reminds us of that. It says, through Jesus, therefore, let us continually offer to God a sacrifice of praise.
Yeah.
The fruit of our lips giving thanks to his name. We have to continually means we don't stop doing it.
That's right.
So what you also will find is the more that you worship God, let me help somebody. The more that you worship God, you'll find yourself not worrying about what's going on.
That's good.
Because all you're doing is walking around saying, God, you're mighty. Lord, you're wonderful. God, you're worthy of all the praise. God, I thank you for what you've already done. I thank you for the things that you're going to do. Lord, I thank you for the promises that you made to me. God, I thank you for being faithful. Lord, I thank you that you're not like man, that you should lie. God, I thank you that your word won't return void. And you have to know the word of God.
You gotta know.
Because a part of you worshiping God sometimes is telling God what he told you. Reminding God of the promises that he told you. Holding on to those promises and allowing that to build up your faith.
Come on.
And my last point is that we must worship in the face of pain and loss.
Come on.
And we saw a good example of this with David. He showed us what authentic worship looked like in pain and loss. And that was in 2 Samuel 12:20. And it says, then David got up from the ground after he had washed, put on lotions, and changed his clothes. He went into the house of the Lord and worshiped.
That's what he did.
And David had been through some
Yes, he did.
tumultuous times.
Jesus.
And even in those times, amen, he worshiped. I am closing I want to just admonish you on this morning, this afternoon. In the midst of what you're going through, don't move away from God.
Don't move away from God. That's good.
Don't move away from God. Know that your your worship can bring a healing. Even as believers, some of us feel like we're at a status where we can't share with people what's going on, and that's okay if you don't want to share. But God knows that you're broken, and God knows that you're not well, and He knows that you're hurting. And so, even if you don't share that with the soul, you are still able to go to God, and you're still able to worship and give God an authentic worship. When I say authentic, I'm talking about that thing, like I said, not low place, or a place that you are absolutely hurt out of your mind, and you feel like there is no way that you're going to be able to get out of it. And when you're at that place, when you're able to muster up that cry out for God, is when He's able to grab a hold of that worship and start moving on your behalf without you saying anything. Sometimes it's just, if you're a person and you say, well, I'm going to church, and your heart is hardened because you've been hurt, and you have church hurt, and tired of pastors, and whatever your issue is. Sometimes it's even you coming into the house of God and you opening your heart to receive what God is trying to give you. Sometimes He's trying to get something to you, but because you're so blocked and I don't want nobody to see me cry. I ain't ready to make the other face. My lash just gonna come off. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go. Some of the best deliverance services that I've experienced and seen, folks done lost wigs, people done lost lashes, mascara running down their face, stockings toe up, clothes twisted, because sometimes it takes all of that. It does. It takes all of that for God to do everything that He does. Yes. Everything that He does. I am so, the gentleman, I forgot his name, please forgive me. Chaplain Ralph. The day that I met you, I was so, when I tell you, like, if there was a worship class, like if you could teach somebody how to worship, when I tell y'all this man is sincere from the bottom of his heart, and he would be the one that somebody would look at and say, he doing all of that. You don't know where he came from. You don't know what he went through. You don't know how that worship has broken destroyed you don't know how that worship has delivered his family. Come on. You don't know. But I want to admonish you to continue to worship the way that you do. Don't let up. Don't let up. Because that worship is what elevates you. That worship, wow. God moves so mightily because you're so sincere about Him. And you talk about God and you witness to people and you tell people about God. But when you get in the presence of God, whether it's by yourself, whether you're at church, you carry God with you. He goes with you everywhere that you go. And because of that sincerity that you have in your worship, God is beyond you. And He's done mighty things for you in the past. And that worship is going to continue to make a way. So don't stop. Don't stop. Thank you, Jesus. Say the Spirit is ready. Don't stop. Amen. I'm going to open the altar up for prayer. If you don't know God to be your Lord and Savior, I would definitely invite you to come and accept Him at this time. Amen. If you are one and you may be going through something right now and you're saying, well, you know what, I don't know. Stop worrying about it. Stop wondering about it. Come to the altar. Let's touch and agree that from this day forward, you're going to allow your worship to make a provision. You're going to allow your worship to heal you. If you feel like you're broken, If you feel like I cannot get past this thing, I'm stuck on this thing, but he or she did this to me, and I cannot, and you may have valid reasons to feel exactly how you feel, but the reality is that God is not going to be able to move forward if you don't move forward. And it's okay for you not to be able to do it by yourself, because that's why he's here. So if that's you and you just feel like I need you to touch and agree with me about this thing, I need God to deliver me from this hurt. I can't get over it. I'm trying, but I can't. Because that's real. Let me tell you that's real. And what happens with that is that you continue to harbor it and hold it, and then it festers like a sore, and then something else is going to happen as a result of that because of that hurt that you just can't get over. Hallelujah. And if you desire prayer for anything else, you can come at this time. Amen. You can come at this time if you desire prayer for anything. Hallelujah.
Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go about weeping will return with songs of joy. Those who sow with tears will reap in songs of joy. Those who go out and reap will return with songs of joy. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy, and those who go out and reap will return with songs of joy. He sees you crying. He sees you weeping. Yeah. Joy is coming to you. Those who sow with tears will reap in songs of joy. Those who go out and weeping will return songs of joy. He hears you. He sees you crying. He sees you weeping. He sees you. Sins that you sow, the tears that you sow, will reap with songs of joy. Will reap with songs of joy. Will reap with songs of joy. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out and weeping will return songs of joy. He sees you weeping. He sees you crying, and joy will come to will be with songs of joy. And those who go out and weeping will return with songs of joy. He sees you crying, he sees you weeping, and joy is coming to you. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy, and those who go out and weeping will return with songs of joy. He hears you, he sees you, and joy is coming to you. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy, and those who go out and weeping will return with songs of joy. He sees you crying, he sees you weeping, and joy is coming to you, yeah. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out and weeping will return with songs of joy. He sees you crying, he hears you weeping, joy is come to you. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out and reaping will return with songs of joy. He sees you crying, he hears you weeping, joy is coming to you. And those who have sown with tears will reap with songs of joy, yeah. And those who go out and weeping will return with songs of joy. He hears you still crying, he sees you weeping, joy is coming to you. He sees you crying, he hears you weeping, joy is coming to you. He sees you crying, he hears you weeping, and joy is coming to you. He sees you crying, he hears you weeping, and joy is coming to you. He sees you crying, he sees you weeping, and joy is coming to you. He hears you crying, he hears you weeping, weeping, and joy is coming to you. That's His promise. Those who sown with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out and weep and will return with songs of joy. And those who sown with tears will reap with songs of joy. And those who go out and weep and will return with songs of joy. He sees you crying, He hears you weeping. Joy is coming to you. He sees you crying, He hears you weeping. Joy is coming to you. He sees you crying, He hears you weeping. Joy is coming to you. He hears you crying. He hears, He sees you weeping. Joy is coming to you. He sees you weeping. Crying. He sees you crying. He hears you. He hears you weeping. Joy is coming to you. 'Cause those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. And those who go out and weeping will return with songs of joy. Those who have sown with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping will return with songs of joy. Those who sown with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out and weeping will return songs of joy. He sees you crying, He hears you weeping. Joy is coming to you. He sees you crying, He hears you weeping. Joy is coming to you. It's in His word. He sees you crying, He hears you weeping. Joy is those who sow with